Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Rise Above by Black Flag. So this is actually part of my ongoing series. So not a request, sorry, like most of my songs are, not a request. In this case, this is part of my ongoing series where I am listening to songs from Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The way it works is that I do videos for one or two songs off of each album, and yeah, just talk about them, review them, all that good stuff. Eventually, we're gonna make our way through the whole list. Why didn't I just pick Rolling Stone's top list of 500 greatest songs of all time? I don't know. Figured I'd listen to some albums. The idea, though, is that I will eventually go and listen to the rest of the album on my own. So I do plan on listening to like the full album at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm debating whether to make content out of it or just like listen to it on my own. So anyway, let's read a little bit about the album itself. So the album that this song comes off of is Damaged. It looks like 1981. MCA refused to release this album, denouncing it as immoral and anti-parent. That's my kind of music. High praise, but Black Flag lived up to it, defining LA hardcore punk with Greg Ginn's violent guitar and the pissed-off scream of Henry Rollins, especially on TV Party and Rise Above, which came with the timeless smash the glass salvo. We are tired of your abuse. Try to stop us, but it's no use. Punks still listen to Damaged, and parents still hate it. All right, that's high praise for some punk music, and as much as I enjoy rock and roll and metal and other rock adjacent genres, punk is just something I've never really been able to get into. So I'm hoping that maybe going to like one of the OGs might change that a little bit, right? So anyway, before we get into it, I do want to read just off the Wikipedia just a little bit more here. It says Damage is the debut studio album by the American hardcore punk band Black Flag. SST Records released it on December 5th, 1981. The album was largely ignored by critics and the public at the time of its release, but has since been recognized as a classic and one of the most influential punk rock records ever made, appearing on a number of best of lists by fans and critics alike. The album was ranked number 340 on Rolling Stone's 2012 list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, and then here it ranks, 487. So I moved down a little bit, but Pitchfork also ranked it number 25 on its list of the top 100 albums of the 1980s. All right, so I say we jump into the song. Here we go. This is Black Flag, Rise Above. Let's enjoy, hopefully.
Cowards trying to cold. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. They distort what we say. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. Try and stop what we do. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. When they can't do it themselves. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. We are tired of your abuse. Try to stop us. It's no use. Society's out of control. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. They get smart, can't think themselves. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. Laugh at us behind our back. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. I find satisfaction in what they lack. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. We are tired of your abuse. Try to stop us, but it's no use. Try to stop us, it's no use. We above, we're gonna rise above, we're gonna rise above, we're gonna rise above.
Yeah. I actually really love that. I mentioned, that punk music is just not something I've ever really gotten into, And I think part of that is that I'm trying to think of how to like politely put this, is that a lot of times the instrumentation is off-putting for me, I feel like, and sometimes the vocals too. It's supposed to be jarring. It's supposed to be in your face. It's supposed to be sort of this anti-establishment kind of like going against the grain and against subverting expectations, essentially, right? And so I think punk doesn't typically, at least from what I've heard, fit into what I really enjoy about music. There can be just like weird time signatures. There can be just like sometimes the playing can feel unorthodox or even unskilled at times. I have the same complaint about bands like Black Midi, where it's like these guys are obviously talented, but they like purposely just like, I don't know, it almost sounds like noise at some point, right? I've done a few songs on the channel that to me sound like that. And so I think that's one reason why punk hasn't always been that attractive to me as a listener. But I gotta say, I love this song, and the beginning of it was kind of throwing me off because they kept kind of like doing that little start stop. I'll kind of play it again, see what I mean. But like drums come in, nice and energetic. I like that, and I'm like, okay. Guitar and bass come in. We're good so far. And then it just feels like the bass, the drums, and the guitar just aren't like lining up, right? So that, again, that's kind of something that always throws me about punk music. And then if you continue with the song, and then there was that weird, like almost like skip there, where it's just like, okay, we're changing tones now, essentially, and it's like, okay, that like this is kind of hard to follow, and I'm liking the little pieces that they're giving you, but I'm not necessarily liking the way that it's composed. And so, but as the song went on, I was like, okay, this rocks out. I like this a whole lot. So, yeah, definitely dug the song. Really excited to talk about it. Let's take it apart piece by piece, as always, starting with the lyrics. So first, I do want to read this about section about the actual song itself. It says, this hardcore punk anthem and first song off Black Flag's debut album, Damaged, is one of the most iconic punk songs to come out of the band's discography. The song details the relationship between the masses and the hardcore punk movement and how Black Flag will rise above the restrictions of society. Okay, I mean, let's take a look at the lyrics and let's see if that's the same way that we feel about the lyrics here, the interpretation. So, jealous cowards try to control, rise above. We're going to rise above. They distort what we say, rise above. We're going to rise above. Try and stop what we do, rise above. We're going to rise above. When they can't do it themselves, rise above. We're going to rise above. Yeah, I mean, I think it's you could definitely take it as like establishment versus punks, or maybe even the general public versus punks. But I mean, I feel like there's a lot of different ways you could take it as well, right? I mean, jealous cowards could really be anybody. That could be like an anti-government thing. That could be anti-authority just in general. Good. It could be sort of the masses, critics, what have you. I mean, that really can, I feel like, apply to a lot. They distort what they say. So again, you could have maybe a criticism of the media. But I think masses, kind of covers all that. So that might be a pretty good interpretation of it. We are tired of your abuse. Try to stop us. It's no use. Society's arms of control rise above. We're going to rise above. Think they're smart. Can't think for themselves. And again, so to me, it's not necessarily the masses. And again, unless you just count society as the masses, because to me, it's more of like government authority, right? Society's arms of control, those ways that government controls you, whether it be police, military, just the laws they create, courts, all those systems, right? Again, I'm not necessarily thinking of the masses. I'm thinking of the larger authority. Rise above. We're going to rise above. They think they're smart, can't think for themselves. And now that part I can definitely attribute to the masses. Rise above. We're going to rise above. Laugh at us behind our backs. Rise above. We're going to rise above. I find satisfaction in what they lack. Rise above. we're gonna rise above. We are tired of your abuse, try to stop us, it's no use. We are tired of your abuse, try to stop us, it's no use. We're born with a chance, rise above. We're gonna rise above. I am gonna have my chance, rise above. We're born with a chance, and I'm gonna have my chance. I mean, I dig that. It sort of takes this, like, you guys suck, you're haters, that kind of thing, and it kind of twists it positive, like, hey, like, I'm born with a chance to be great, or a chance to make a difference, or what have you, right? And I'm gonna use that chance the best that I can. So I kind of like that. It definitely takes a bit of a positive spin there. We are tired of your abuse, try to stop us, rise above, rise above. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes on like that. I liked it lyrically. It's very kind of simple, but still gets the point across. And again, I feel like there are a few different ways you can take it. Like, yeah, if you want to say, hey, this is the way the masses view us as a punk movement, I definitely think that argument could be made here. But I think it also could just be like, have that sort of, I don't want to say generic, but that kind of overarching message too, of just being sort of anti-authority, or sort of anti-overstepping of authority, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely dug this one lyrically. I'm giving it 2 big thumbs up. Plus the whole rise above, gonna rise above, just so catchy, right? Like, that's such a genius thing to do, because it's not anything too complex lyrically, but the fact that it's in there and the way they sing it with the backing vocals and everything, it's just like, it sticks in your head. Like, that's the part that's going to stick with me moving forward until I hear it again. It's just like, rise above, we're gonna rise above. That part is just so catchy. It sticks right there. The way it's written is fantastic. And again, so simple yet so effective. So I definitely dig that lyrically. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, really like the vocal approach here. It was fast paced. It was kind of heavy and scratchy, and I think that's exactly what you need in this kind of song. So definitely dug the vocal style. I don't know if I would classify it as screaming the way they did in the Rolling Stone article. I mean, maybe a little bit, right? But I think maybe just because coming from a metal background for me, I'm like, yeah, okay, screaming, sure. But instrumentally, I love this one a whole lot. Drumming was nice and energetic, fast-paced. The bass was deep and good, and I mean, it just sounded great. And the guitar work was fantastic. Again, they kind of threw me off at the beginning with that sort of start-stop, changing up what they were doing, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to like catch a groove here, and you're like throwing me all over the place. But once I really caught it, I was like, yeah, this sounds great. Even threw in a bit of a guitar solo. That's another thing I haven't really known punk for too much, was having like a guitar solo. That was really nice. I feel like, not every song needs a guitar solo, but I feel like this one really worked here and really fit and added something to the song. And then again, it was short and sweet, only 2 minutes and 27 seconds, it looks like. So really did a lot with a short amount of time, instrumentally, vocally, and hell, even lyrically. So 2 big thumbs up from me, instrumentally and vocally. And then as far as replay value goes, yeah, this one goes on the playlist easily. I had such a great time listening to it. It's energetic, it's fast paced, it's got a great message, and just some great instrumentation. Like I said, you can really catch that guitar groove. That guitar solo is fantastic, and then the chanting, the rise above, it makes you want to get up and and rise above. It's great. So definitely dug this song a whole lot. It's going to make the playlist. 2 big thumbs up from me all around the board. Fantastic. Can't wait to hear more from this album. Probably do another song, maybe 2 more if people really like my interpretation of it or whatever. They enjoy seeing me react to this songs off this album. But yeah, definitely dug this one. Excited to hear more. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'm having a great time. Pretty much every album we've listened to so far, every song we've listened to off of every album has been something that I typically wouldn't listen to just on my own, and it's something that people typically don't request on the channel. So it's really given me an opportunity to kind of branch out and try something new. So really hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists, go listen to their music wherever you can. And lastly, if you'd like to support the channel, just do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I'm always taking requests, aside from this project that I'm doing here, always taking requests. So definitely leave those requests in the comments. You can also check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. All right, guys, that's going to be it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.